What's up, YouTube? It's your boy, Philip, and I'm back with another video for y'all today. And before we get started with today's video, make sure y'all click the like button down below, click the thumbs up button, give it a like, and click the subscribe button, click the bell so y'all can be notified and don't miss any of my videos. Today's video is going to be simply titled BMF Episode 5 Review. So without further ado, let's begin. The name of the episode is called Secrets and Lies. We learned about, people tell lies just to hide the truth because they say the truth hurts. Lucille gives Terry a note to make it seem like he was sick, but in actuality, their lights got cut off. While Nicole is doing homework or studying, but she's really reading a magazine. And Lucille asks, does she look good in this dress? And Charles was like, yeah. Then meets Terry, Lucille, and Nicole go to meet with the lawyers that they're suing. But they also have Pastor Swift's niece represent them, and they talk about all this other stuff and whatnot, and they conclude when they start showing pictures of Meech and Terry doing their business, and then that's when we see Meech go meet up with Pat one last time, and Meech tells Pat, I think it's time to do my own thing, and Meech was like, now I made whole on my investment. And Meech was like, you've been shortchanging us this entire time, and you also got rid of Rock in front of me. And then after that, Pat was like, you excommunicated, you exiled, you banished. And then after that, we see Monique, Lamar, and then Zoe was like, can he pick me up from school? Then Monique gives Lamar this one job to get Zoe out to school, but instead of Lamar picking her up, it ended up being Meech. And after this, Lamar is trying to see if Zoe is still at the school, but it turns out that someone had got a hold of her, and it turned out that it was Meech that is the one, thanks to Saki informing Lamar about it, even exchange for the stash that he stole for Zoe. And then Lamar rallies up a little meeting to figure out where the hell Meech and Terry stay at, but Meech got a hold of Zoe, and then Lucille asks Terry, is he dealing drugs with Meech? And he lies to her and says no. Lies with a straight face. But anyway, Meech calls up Kato and tells her to meet up at her place. And then Tiny expresses how he feels about Lamar trying to retaliate against Meech and Terry for getting hold of Zoe. And Lamar ends up damn near choking him to death with his belt. And then we have a witness who seen the whole thing of J-Mo being put into a car, and the witness took one good look at Detective Bryant after the interview. And then Lamar calls up Kato, who was talking to Meech and Terry, who got hold of Zoe. And he was like, you seen anything? And she basically lied to him about the shit. And Meech and Terry was like, Lamar's gonna snap the fuck off. He's like, good. That way he give us our shit back. And then Monique ended up finding out that Zoe was took by Meech thanks to Lamar giving her the heads up. And now she was like, I know I shouldn't trust you. And then here comes Slick coming back, talking about we can't find him anywhere. And then Lamar would end up going to Kato's house to pretty much see if Zoe was there, and Meech had already got Zoe out of there. It's like Meech was 20 steps ahead of Lamar. And then Lamar calls up Meech's number, and tells Meech that he's not gonna give him back the stash that he stole. So now they come up with another plan, get hold of Slick. Like the 12th Street boys try to follow Terry and at this repair shop, and next thing you know, it was really a trap set up by the 50 boys, and then they got hold of Slick and they take him to this warehouse, and he refusing to cooperate and whatnot, and they pretty much beat the shit out of him until me shows up. Detective Bryant manages to get a hold of that earring that belonged to J-Mo, and then Meech tells Slick to cough up, tell him where the hell his dope at, otherwise he gonna do the real extreme to Zoe if he doesn't get that dope back. And then Slick had no other choice but to give up the information of where the stash was, and he tells him it was somewhere in 12th Street territory. And then Monique hears the voice message of Meech, and she loses her shit, man. Zoe is returned back to Monique, and she pretty much cuts them off for another time because of the situation. Yeah, basically closing the door on him. Meech meets up with Tiny and gives him a little brick of the little powder, we're just gonna say powder. If Big L only wants to do business with Terry, that's what Meech ended up finding out. And it's because the reason why Big L wants to do business with Terry is because he's too flashy and whatnot. And then also, before the episode ends, we have Detective Bryant giving Meech back a little envelope filled with cash. And then we have Meech and Terry talk about all the crazy things that's been happening. And then their mom discovered that they've been doing drugs. Like, she already knows Meech been doing it, but she ended up finding out that Terry is doing it with him. And that right there broke her heart. And that leads to episode 6. We will be doing that review very soon. I'd like to say thank y'all for tuning into today's video. Make sure y'all click the like button down below. Give it a thumbs up. Make sure y'all click that subscribe button. Click the bell so you can be notified and don't miss any of my videos. Don't forget to add me on social media at YoungPhilip_00. That's Instagram, Snapchat, Ryan361005, and TikTok at YoungPhilip00. With that being said, I'm